This unit we're going to talk about exponents. Exponents are shortcuts. Just like you use shortcuts for your writing, like LOL, BTW, anything like that, mathematics use exponents to write stuff out simpler. And we're going to start first with exponents. Here it says consider 2 times 2 times 2 is the same as 2 to the third power. Since there are 3 2's, 2's being multiplied together, 3 is going to be our exponent. Same thing here. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 is 5 to the fourth because there are 4 5's being multiplied. With the numbers, as we call these base, our base number is 3, since 3 is the number being multiplied. Since there are 5 3's, 5 is our exponent, and we would say this as 3 to the 5th power. Also, this one would be 2 to the 4th power. This one would be 7 to the 3rd power, also called as 7 cubed. And finally, this would be 2 to the 2nd power, which we now say as 2 squared. So that is writing from standard notation, like 7 times 7 times 7, 2 times 2 times 2, times 2 times 2, into exponents. Now we can go backwards. For this one, we are going to write the number 6 3 times. So, and then we are going to simplify this. So 6 times 6 is 36. 36 times 6 is 216. Here we're going to do 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. And we're going to write it out over here. 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 times 5. 25 times 5 is 125 times 5, and 125 times 5 is 625. Next one, we have 2 times 2 times 2, and 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and we get 8 as our answer. And finally, this is going to be 10 written out 3 times. And we have 10 times 10 times 10. So 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000. And that's that simplified. Okay, now there's special rules with exponents. They're not just as simple as that. We're going to talk about zero exponents. The value of any expression raised to the 0 power is always going to be 1, no matter how big the number is. So here, 2 to the 0 is going to be 1. Negative 6 to the 0, 1. 4 to the 0, 1. Negative 8 to the 0, 1. 0 to the 0 power, 1. You could have negative 1,285,000,000 raised to the 0 power, and that's going to be 1. Now our next step is negative exponents. We don't want to write negative exponents. We're going to write them with a positive exponent, so we just kind of do the inverse. We write it over under 1 to the 1st power. 1 over 7 to the 3rd. This one we're going to keep the negative 5 because that's our base, and we're just going to write it to the 2nd. Finally, our last step is writing expressions. Our first one right now is saying 4 is being squared. So we're going to do 4 times 4. But we have this negative outside. So we're going to multiply it by negative 1. 4 times 4 is 16 times negative 1 equals negative 16. Over here, though, negative 4 is going to be multiplied twice. So negative 4 times negative 4. 2 negatives make a positive when multiplying integers. Over here, we're going to have 2 times 2 times 2 times our negative 1, because that negative's outside. So 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 times negative 1. 8 times negative 1 is going to be negative 8. Over here, we're going to go negative 2 times negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. 4 times negative 2 is going to be negative 8. Last one over here. We're going to have 3 times negative 1. So we're going to have 9 times negative 1 and negative 1. And if we look over here, we're going to do negative 3 times negative 3 and negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Since it's in the parentheses, we're going to multiply negative 3 whatever times it's saying. This time it's saying 2. Up here it was saying 2. This one's saying 3. Over here we're going to do 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times negative 1, because remember that negative sign's out there. And 6 times 6 times 6 is 36 times 6 times 6. 36 to 16 times 6, and 1,296. Now times that by negative 1, and my answer would be negative 1,296. Over here, we're going to multiply it 4 times. So we're going to get positive 36 and positive 36. And we multiply those together, we would get 1,296. Okay? All right, so now what you're going to do is we're going to go and you're going to use your own words. You're going to write a summary in 3 or 4 sentences what this lesson was about. Down here, if you have any questions about this topic, you're going to write them. If you're saying, no, I got everything, you're going to come up with your own problems along with the answers. Good luck.